Yo, slightly different video today. Don't worry, I'm in holiday right now, so I can make 4 videos a day. So I'm gonna make 2 videos on this and 2 of the usual ones with my party that I did before. Just because some people have been asking about solo, I just wanted to show my personal progress. So I created a couple of characters for solo, tried different things out. And this is my current solo character on level 5, and I think I have a pretty good mixture of abilities here on this character. So I have a lot of different damage abilities here. The normal thrust that you always get, and the palm strike you get from the unarmed. And I got the hard shot by picking throwing weapons as my secondary skill, so there you go. And also I have the poison dart, that is also a thrown weapon, but you don't need a thrown weapon for this ability. So if you want to use this ability but don't want to have thrown weapons, it's a very useful ability, because subterfuge also goes into your attack roll, and since you use that to open containers and spot traps and so on and so forth, and in dialogue, you get a lot of XP for that skill. Also, since this gives the enemy poison for 29 seconds, this is an awesome skill, and also it goes against dodge. So whenever you see one of those stupid outrunners or sun soldiers, all these kind of enemies that have higher parry, higher melee defense, or the sages as well, you know, the mages, you can just wreck a mage completely on these 2 skills, hard shot and poison dart. If you cast that repeatedly on a mage, I think like 2 casts each at most, and the mage is dead. So I'm mainly gonna show how I got to this character. So I'm gonna make a new game to show you. I'm just gonna talk to this guy here because I just did this quest. So this is a very easy quest you can do solo on low level. Help these stone shakers or whatever they're called, and you get a bit of XP for that quest as well. You get the emerald pin and yeah, 100 XP, so it's pretty useful. I was just on level 5, and now I'm 100 XP further, and yeah, that's it. Emerald pin, so you can have health regeneration. I might actually use that instead of my quickness. I might try it out at least. 1% health is not that much. I'm not quite sure if it's worth it, but can try it out. We have quickness and finesse maxed. I put both on 18 when I created the character. Then I got both to 19, and I put 2 points in vitality, I think. And also, yeah, I picked the poison dart. I already had this from character creation, and then in the magic tree I got plus 10 lore and energy shield, and now with Wardmaster I can get plus 4 armor on slash, crush and pierce. So that's pretty cool, because I already have 3 armor, so I can get up to 7 armor. And since my deflection is already pretty high, and I also have spectral blur, also have mirror image, that's a pretty good combination. And why I went into the magic tree, I just simply think it's the best tree of all trees. When I put one more talent point. I'm probably gonna go with one more additional spell slot. Then you get spell reflection. 50% of all damaging hostile spells. It doesn't matter if they crit you, if you hit you. It's not like in Pillars of Eternity where they need to grace you. Any spells, half of them get reflected, so that's really, really awesome. And then when you have 6 talent points spent, it gets pretty OP. The Chaos Blast, Lore, which I also have pretty high, and Unarmed Combat are the attack calculating skills for this, and you do a huge AoE, 5-meter radius. Yeah. With this damage. And that's only the start. Once you spend 9 talent points, you get this. And now in this huge radius where you do damage, one of these effects gets applied randomly. And some of these are pretty crazy. For example, sleep for 19 seconds. Oh. Petrified, only for 7 seconds, but animation stopped. Stuff like that. That's a huge AoE, 3 meters. And the damage on top. And also, of course, you get to imbue your weapons. And as I said before, these are pretty useful as well. The Ward Master I have now and the spell reflection. Because if you go unarmed and light armor, you don't really have a lot of armor. I have 3 now because I got lucky on this. This was in a random container somewhere. Got very lucky on that. You don't get that guaranteed. But usually you go more via deflection and not via armor. So to get up to 7 armor without even trying, just casting that every minute. It lasts for a minute and you cast it for a minute. That's pretty damn good. So we could do different things here now. I haven't been here. I'm not quite sure if I'm able to do that. Here in Tripnet Wilderness, I did everything except the final encounter because there's way too many enemies for me right now. I don't really think I can win this. And I did Northern Clearing completely. I don't think there's anything left there. The quest is done. And in Echo Court Crossing, I did the first 2 encounters, but I didn't do the encounter by the bridge. Just gonna make a short try of it. When you solo, it's pretty important at the start, before you have all these really good damage talents, it's pretty important that you split the enemies, run away from them, so that you don't have to fight them all at once. That's why I left certain encounters out, because I can't run away in those. So yeah, this is what I did up till here.
Kairos' butchers have come! Flee!
So before we engage here, we're gonna cast the spells.
Uh-huh.
And no guarantee I can win this, because as I said before, up until now I've only been doing easy stuff. And I don't know if you can split these guys, but we'll see. Don't know why that's there, but alright. So no need to sneak here, because we first have to talk to these guys. Now let's see if we can split them. There's no mage with them, which is good for us. Oh, there's one. Okay, I thought there's none. So also, I don't know if splitting works at all in this encounter, because it is initiated by dialogue. But it looks like it's working already. Yep. So that's something that really helps you, of course. Solo. And this is why I have all these dodge spells, because this guy has a lower dodge than parry. Oops, that's not what I wanted, but it doesn't matter. Still hit. But that was against parry, of course.
On it.
So having all these abilities so your cooldown is a lot less important really helps. And also right clicking on your character so you always see your health, because you don't want to gain wounds in solo at all. So we're just stacking afflictions on this guy before we attack in melee.
Take that.
And now that he's prone, it's a good idea to use our damaging melee ability, because his melee parry is slightly reduced. And then we just go with this again. Oh, and also I should recast this. I'll do that in a second.
Will do.
Probably shouldn't recast anything because he's almost dead. Let's just finish him off. As long as we don't get wounded, it does not matter how much damage we take in a fight. And we get wounded when we're below 25% health.
On the lookout.
So yeah, now I'm just gonna use this cheesy strategy on every single guy
On it.
I can use it on.
Uh-huh.
And
Quiet down.
now we're gonna go in again. So it's always smart to engage whichever enemy is closest to you when you wanna run, when you wanna split. That didn't work so well, but I'm still gonna run. I want to fight all these guys at once, especially with the sage. Guess the archer is gonna come, but I'm gonna run a bit further just to make sure the sage doesn't aggro. Maybe I got rid of the archer too. So same story with these guys, but no, not the same story. These guys rather take melee. Alright. But my accuracy is high enough to hit them in range too, so it's not that important. Still gonna use range skills. Always make sure you look at your health. Very important not to get wounds. Also, I'm gonna recast this now because my mirror image is about to run out. Let's recast this too, just in
Right.
case. That's a very quick cast. I probably... Oh, I see. I didn't recast this. I see. I guess this guy's almost dead, so
Uh-huh.
whatever. Yeah, wasn't worth recasting.
Moving cautiously.
Just gonna show my armor for a second. So this is slash, crush and pierce, and then the elemental ones. Very useful in the early game at least. It's gonna be less useful later on, of course.
Will do. Uh-huh.
So this is an archer and a sage. So it's not 100% ideal to engage, to run away from these guys. Because they don't really come into melee distance. So I think I'm just gonna try and fight them. I might regret that, but... So this guy's going mirror image, so I'm gonna ignore him for a minute. Oh, and also we need to recast this next time. Recast this.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason he just lost his mirror image. I'm not quite sure why, so since I can damage him better with range, I'm gonna use my ranged abilities on him. Also, I don't want to get wounded, so I bet I should drink my healing potion. Almost forgot that. Let's better recast this. And let's
Right.
keep attacking this guy in melee. I think I was gonna try and knock him prone. And
On it.
don't know if we can get the sage there. Yep. Still got him. That's very nice. Wait. Yeah, because now he becomes invisible for a second. Oh, and also we can recast our mirror image. Very helpful, of course. We got wounded, but it's okay. It's the last two enemies. Yeah, let's keep attacking him. He healed for quite a bit. You probably should recast this first. And heal up. Okay, the sage is done. Very nice. Let's do melee damage first before we go over to magic. This guy does have 91 magic defense, so...
Uh-huh.
Not a guaranteed hit.
I got it.
And we almost died there, but it's okay. So, of course, this is Path of the Damned. As you can see. I don't really need to show that it's on Path of the Damned because you see it from the enemy statistics, of course.
Interesting.
And this is really nice that we get this. Very nice. We still have this scroll. Need 80 law for it. But now we can just eat that to get the 80 law. Okay, these guys don't have anything to say. So now one last thing and then I'm gonna end the video. I'm gonna go back to this favorite camp. One thing I always did on every level except level 1, you can't do it on level 1. Because the way I built this character, you don't get a lot of throwing weapons experience. So what I did, I'm probably gonna sell this. Yeah, I found a pretty good random weapon here. Per 1% damage or HP you're missing, you get 0.5% bonus damage. So if you're missing something like 50% damage, for example, that's 50 times this, so you get 25 bonus damage. But I'm not really gonna use it, so I'm just gonna sell it. Don't think this guy has anything. Oh, he has Frost Core. I don't think I have the Frost Core yet. So, just buy that. And yeah, what I always did to level my throwing weapons was go to these guys and level it here. So you need Lucia for that. And since you do get a lot of money in the first act, you can just easily afford this. Just train this. 5 times, and so much closer to level 6. And also pretty nice to have thrown weapons at 55 while unarmed combat also is at 55, and I'm attacking with unarmed all the time. And I only use thrown weapons for the abilities, but it's still nice to have good accuracy on your abilities, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, and gonna do 2 more videos with my party, and then after that I'm gonna do a character creation for a solo car for the way I did it with this character, so those people are interested how I started out can see that. So see you in a bit.